Welcome to another episode of Ask Master Anything. Today we have Master Akarshana.
Namaste.
Namaste. And my name is Angela. And Master, today I actually have a question.
Okay.
Going a little...
So we're answering your question this week, huh?
Yes, because I think this is really important for the creators.
Obviously, she'll think it's very important. Right?
No, but it will help many people, especially me.
Especially you? Okay.
But a couple, back when I was in Miami, I used to hear this in the radio every day. And they used to talk about that the human cannot really achieve their 100% potential of their mind.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, oh, so how do you actually reach your 100% potential in your mind to, take all the limited beliefs and be able to actually manifest better and for everything that you want?
So in fact, your question is around consciousness because that is what awareness and consciousness is about.
Okay.
When people raise their level of consciousness, they are more aware of everything that is happening around them. There's moments where you've probably had moments where you would walk down a street and you will sense somebody following you maybe. Mm-hmm. And at times there's actually somebody following you. Or even when you're looking some other way, but you feel someone's walking in behind you, you look behind, there's actually somebody walking behind you. So it then comes to the question of, okay, so if you don't really have eyes at the back of your head, then how do you actually sense those things? It's because that is your brain's capacity. In the same sense that you will see a lot of magicians and hypnosis, people who know hypnosis, they will display different things. Illusionists, they will display different things where they can literally take you along a path and they will put subliminal messages there.
Oh, have you
seen that before?
Have you seen The Illusionist?
No, I
it's
don't
just
think so.
like that.
Yeah, I don't know if Kia's watched the movie before. It's by Will Smith. Actually, it was something like that. He does like a lot of sleight of hand stuff, and then there was this girl involved and stuff.
Focus.
Focus. That was the one.
I haven't seen that one.
So basically, what in that movie it shows how they use subliminal messages, and then you would walk by, you wouldn't even know you've seen it, and then it makes you decide in a certain way. And a lot of magicians use similar things. So they will say certain words which will stimulate your brain. They've told you certain numbers and you don't even know they've told you. And then they'll say, pick a number, and you pick the number they subliminally give you. So what does all of this show you? It shows you that your brain is actually picking up so much more than you even know that it's picking up. What you're talking about here, being able to use it on a conscious level is a whole different matter then. Yeah. Because most people are using it subconsciously. And we already know that. So every human already has this superhuman brain, and it's there. So now you talk about how to activate it. So there's really two things that we need to understand here. And the first thing is continuous practice in calming thought.
Okay.
I mean, we practice this in yoga and meditation a lot. We can walk into a room and we'll feel one way. After practicing yoga and meditation, we'll hear everything's clear. Like you can hear a pin drop. Mm-hmm. And it's blissful. And I always ask the question, I say, what's the difference? You're walking in the same room. And the difference is you've just used some way to actually practice calming the mind. And so your senses heighten when your mind is calm without thought. So when you suspend thinking, suddenly all your senses are activated. You will know so much more and pick up so much more. Mm-hmm. Right? So that's the first part, is calming thought, suspending thought. The second part of it then is consciously focusing, practice of focusing. So you're saying how to improve your brain capacity. Mm-hmm. I don't know, through meditation, have you ever been through some visualization and you fall asleep before?
Yes.
Right. So the reason why you half fall asleep is because you lose focus, which is very easy for people. It'll be kind of like, okay, visualize, okay, you're walking down some steps, and then suddenly your mind just drifts in, and you're not walking down steps anymore. You're kind of doing something else, or you're thinking about some food or something, right? Starts coming in. And then by the time you know it, you're gone. But that's lack of focusing power. So how to stimulate the brain to be able to access it more and use it to its full potential is the practice of focusing. So how can you really hear something and be totally focused that you're actually there absorbing, right? We do certain things like vase meditation, triangle meditation. But I know out of, let's say, a class of 100 people who are doing triangle meditation, actually, probably 90% of them, after a minute, is no longer the triangle. They're thinking about something else, you know? They're thinking about, how long is this going to last? And then they think about something else. So can you even focus on just a triangle for 5 to 10 minutes? The practice is focusing. Once you are able to practice and focus that way, your mind will be able to focus and narrow down on different things, and productivity will heighten. You will be able to focus. Let's say, for example, it's like this. Have you ever been in a noisy room before, and then you are trying to focus on the person who's speaking to you, right?
Yes.
And the interesting thing is, it works very similar to a camera lens. Wherever we press the focus, wherever it becomes clear, and the rest dims out. And the interesting thing is, you can have everybody who's around you, everyone talking at the same time, and you can actually decide who I'm going to tune into. You sat in the same place. And whichever you tune into, the rest will be muffled. So when you're talking about activating your brain power and capacity, you need to have that strength in to be able to focus that way. So one is calming mind, getting rid of noise. Second is knowing how to focus that way. Once you focus that way, actually you'll realize your brain, your mind, the human capacity is huge, potential is huge.
So when we practice in yoga and we go through that hard moment of yoga where you raise your heart vibration and your frequency, then after that you're tired. There is a moment where you just don't think about anything. You're just
because
so
you're too tired
calm.
to think.
Yeah, you without knowing your mind is calm. How can you create that calmness even if you're not practicing like a hard body workout, or if you do something like that? Is there
actually
any
all
way?
of those things, when you get lost in that way because you're so tired, it actually helps people get into that state. That's just, I mean, that is using something to stimulate that feeling so that you can get into that state. You can only practice, continue to practice, feel what that state is and practice. It's hard focusing. You have to focus consciously alert. Hear everything around you. Stay there without distraction. It takes practice. Today you'll be able to do 10 seconds. Tomorrow you'll be able to do 30 seconds. Next day you'll be able to do a minute. Do you get what I'm saying? So
You just
step by
practice.
step. And when you can do it for a prolonged amount of time, actually that's when magic happens. Because when you can do that for 10 minutes, actually you won't be here anymore. You'll go somewhere else. That's why when it was Mahashivatri, our practice of fasting and not sleeping, that's why when 4 a.m. actually we start
We just didn't know.
we say don't think about anything. Actually at that time you're already not thinking about anything. You haven't slept for 24 hours, and you haven't ate for 24 hours, you haven't drank for 24 hours. You your mind is just not even thinking anymore. You can't even think, which is why it's so powerful at moments like that to actually go into that blissful state, and your sensories heighten, and that superhuman brain starts being activated.
So would you say that by doing such practice, you're able to also remove limited beliefs because you're just so focused in what you want that no doubt or no distraction will come in the way?
For that moment, yes, but not really removing limiting beliefs that are in there. That is a different process. Again, for a different video on a different week.
Okay, guys, you see another video. Thank you so much, Master,
Welcome.
for so much knowledge and things that we can actually put into practice to help our manifestation. Really, really blessed. Thank you so much. So guys, if you would like to know how to remove limited beliefs, please put it in the creator show so I can pick it and I can ask. But yeah, if you learn anything, also please comment below, and where you're tuning from is really nice to know where you guys are watching us from. But for now, thank you so much, Master.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Namaste.